Picture a map of the world, the one you grew up with. Now look at Greenland up near the top. It looks about the same size as Africa, doesn't it? Roughly as big as that whole enormous continent. It isn't, not even close. Africa is 14 times larger than Greenland. You could drop Greenland into Africa 14 times over and still have room to spare. The shape of the world you have carried in your head your entire life is a lie. And here is the strangest part. It is not a mistake. Nobody got the math wrong. That map has to lie to you. Every flat map does. And it is impossible to make one that doesn't. Let me show you why. The map almost all of us grew up with is called the Mercator projection. It was made in 1569, and it was made for one purpose: sailing. It has a single magical property. On a Mercator map, if you draw a straight line between 2 points and follow that compass heading, you will actually get there. For a captain on the open ocean with nothing but a compass, that was a miracle. It is the reason this map conquered the world. But that miracle comes at a terrible price. To keep every direction true, the map has to stretch the world horribly as you move away from the equator. Near the poles, things balloon. Greenland swells to more than 5 times its real size. Alaska, Canada, Russia, all of them puffed up far beyond what they truly are. And the lands along the equator, Africa, South America, India, all of them quietly shrunk down, made to look far smaller than they really are. So the map is not just a little off. It systematically makes the countries near the top of the world look gigantic, and the countries near the middle look small. A whole planet, subtly distorted, and almost none of us ever noticed. So the obvious question is, why don't we just fix it? Why not draw a map that finally gets it right? And the answer is one of the most beautiful facts in all of mathematics. You can't. It is not that we haven't figured it out yet. It is that it is impossible, and we can prove it. In 1827, a mathematician named Carl Friedrich Gauss proved something so elegant that he named it, in Latin, the remarkable theorem. And what it says, in simple terms, is this: you can never take a curved surface, like the surface of a sphere, and flatten it out without stretching, tearing, or distorting it. Never. Not with any trick, any projection, any cleverness. It is simply not possible. You already know this in your hands. Take an orange and try to peel it and press the peel flat on a table. It will not go. It tears, it cracks, it bunches up. The peel was made to wrap around a ball, and a ball cannot become a page. The earth is exactly the same. It is a sphere. A map is a flat sheet, and to turn one into the other, something must always give. Which means every map you have ever seen is a compromise, a choice, not a picture of the world, but a decision about which part of the truth to sacrifice. Because you get to keep some things honest, but never all of them at once. A map can show the true shapes of countries, or their true sizes, or the true distances between them. Pick any one, or balance two a little. But you can never have all three. It is mathematically forbidden. So every mapmaker in history has had to look at the world and decide, what will I lie about? Mercator chose to keep the angles perfect for sailors, and in exchange, it lied about size. And that lie was not harmless. For 400 years, the most common map in the world has made the wealthy nations of the North look gigantic and shrunk the enormous continent of Africa down to something that looks almost modest. There are other maps that keep every country's true size, but to do it, they have to squash and bend all the shapes until the whole world looks strange and stretched. There is no perfect map. There is no neutral map. Every single one is an argument about what matters most. And then there is a second lie, buried so deep that you have probably never once questioned it in your life. Look at your map again. Why is north at the top? Think about it. Out in space, there is no up. A planet floating in the dark has no top and no bottom. So why does north win every time? There is no reason. None at all. It is pure accident and habit. For most of history, maps did not point north. Medieval European maps put east at the top. That is where the very word orientation comes from oriens, meaning east, the direction of the rising sun. Ancient Egyptian maps often put south at the top, following the flow of the Nile. Chinese maps did too. North did not win because it is correct. North won because the European empires that drew the maps that flooded the world happened to navigate by it. The direction you think of as up is just the direction a handful of long-dead sailors happen to prefer. So, take a step back and look at what this really means. The world in your mind, the shapes of the continents, their sizes, even which way is up, is not the world. It is a 400-year-old compromise, drawn by a few people, for sailing and for empire, that all of us quietly agreed to treat as reality. You have been looking at a decision and mistaking it for the earth. There is only one object that never lies: a globe. On a globe, every shape, every size, every distance is finally true. But a globe has one catch, one price it demands. You can never see all of it at once. You can never flatten it, never lay it out on a table, never carry the whole thing in your pocket and take it in with a single glance. To hold the complete truth of your world, you have to give up ever seeing the whole of it at the same time. So the next time you look at a map, remember what you are really looking at. Not the planet, a choice about what to stretch and what to shrink, and which way to call up. The real world has no edges and no top, and no lie inside it. It is just a ball turning quietly in the dark that no flat page will ever hold.